And welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel, doing our second player analysis video. Today, this player analysis video follows on the Nicholas Kuhn video, just uploading as we speak to YouTube. This one, alternatively, about Owen Beck, a potential option for Celtic at the left back position. Now, as I'm sure you're all aware, Owen Beck had a very successful loan period at Dundee, first half of this season, and said to have attracted interest from both Rangers and Celtic to bring him back to Scotland for the second half of the 23-24 season, and it would appear that the loan offer from Rangers was turned down, and the permanent transfer option from Celtic was also turned down at this time. Having a look at Owen Beck's stats, he is currently 21 years old, has 14 Welsh under-21 caps with one under-21 goal, currently said to be valued at 600,000 on transfer market, which does seem a remarkably low price for a player of his age, ability and potential. As I said, he had a very successful period at Dundee on loan, 20 games for them, 2 goals, 2 assists, and interestingly 7 yellow cards, which is higher than average for a left back, but does suggest quite a lot of potentially good characteristics and skills for a Celtic player. And of course, playing for Dundee is going to be facing a lot more time defending, less time attacking. Interestingly, all of his stats in terms of dribbles, successful passes, crosses, etc., all actually better than Greg Taylor this season, and also interestingly, his stats for tackles and interceptions also better than Greg Taylor, and a good success rate in terms of tackles and duels in the air and on the ground, and so all around a very good defender. So it's going to pop in a few minutes of scouting highlights reel from Ultras FC TV, with the full version of that being available on YouTube. And then after the video, we'll have a final chat about what I think of him as a player and where Celtic can go with regards signing Owen Beck. Great. Hopefully enjoyed that highlights reel of Owen Beck's time at Dundee. Um, Now, looking at him as a player, things I was particularly impressed about was he has a lot of pace, very quick getting forward, also great ability covering um, across to make a tackle wide on the left, fully able to play that inverted fullback role, comes into midfield, and indeed for Dundee, around about one third of the time he was playing left midfield rather than left back, and seems able to play left back in a back four, play left midfield, and also play as left wing back, and so has an awful lot of versatility. Is very strong in the tackle, not easily knocked off the ball. Very good abilities to intercept and anticipate. Seems a very intelligent player, also a lot of creativity, good at hitting the byline and crossing, good ability to pass through midfield to the attackers and wide players, also good at the dead ball, and looks from the highlights reel that he created quite a few goals for Dundee from corners as well, which has always been a wee bit of a weak point for Celtic, although Luis Palma, when he is in form, does have an amazing ability for crosses from corners. He is actually 3 inches taller than Greg Taylor at 5'10", and so is starting to approach that kind of height where he has the ability to be more of an aerial ability for defending corners, which I think is one of Greg Taylor's main problems at Celtic. Does seem a better defender than Greg Taylor, and certainly as good, if not better, than Greg Taylor getting forward. And so I think he is an excellent option for Celtic at left back. Now, as I said earlier on, Celtic have approached Liverpool with regards transfer in January. As many of you will be aware, Liverpool have a wee bit of a crisis at left back at the moment. Their first choice, Andy Robertson, recovering from shoulder surgery, and he's expected to be out for the whole of January into mid or even late February. Their backup, the Greek international Tsimikas, he recently had a broken collarbone, and he's expected also to be out for the duration of January into mid or late February. And so Owen Beck, who was recalled by Liverpool from Dundee, is thought to be potentially going to be the left back at Liverpool to cover that spell until Tsimikas or Robertson's back to full fitness. At the moment, Liverpool are using primarily Joe Gomez, who's more of a right back and centre back at left back, but also do have a number of right back options who they could swap across to the left. So it would appear that Celtic's ability to get in Owen Beck at this time is limited. Looking at a couple of the Liverpool fan sites and Liverpool newspaper sites, it would appear that Liverpool are quite amenable to letting Owen Beck go later. And also Liverpool are rumoured to be scouting a left-back option to supplement Robertson and Tsimikas, probably looking to replace Tsimikas in the long run as the backup to Andy Robertson. And so I think the door is open potentially at the end of the transfer window to get Owen Beck in permanently. Otherwise, I think purchasing Owen Beck in the summer, I think, is a distinct possibility for Celtic. Of all the left backs I've looked at over the last 6 months or so, I I think Owen Beck and Quinton Merlin are way above all the other left backs that we've looked at. Beck much, much better than Thiago Arojo as a defender, and for me, just as good as Thiago Arojo is in going forward and creativity. Quinton Merlin, probably a bit more of a solid defender, probably a bit more of a solid player, more robust in the challenge on the ground and in the air, but maybe not as creative in the final third. And for me, in the summer, it would be a toss up between Merlin or Beck as our long term option at left back, using Greg Taylor as the backup to one or the other. So, in conclusion, I think Owen Beck very much is a player that Celtic should look to get in, probably more likely in the summer than in the winter, although if Liverpool do follow through with their plan to get a additional left back, he may be on our books by the end of this transfer window. As always, we'd be delighted to see what you feel about Owen Beck coming to Celtic in the short term or long term, and feel free to pop your comments and thoughts in the comment section, and I'll get back to you as quick as I can through the comment section or in later videos over the next few days. So hopefully you enjoy the Nicholas Kuhn and Owen Beck analysis videos. I think both players currently are on Celtic's radar, both players worth considering, and for me, Owen Beck would be a much, much better option in the long run than Kuhn. So for today, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, goodbye, and hail, hail!